Prescott Van Meyer III here. Today, tequila soda in a can as we review Hecho tequila soda in a can for people who want to moderate their tequila intake. I can think of a few people I know who should think about moderating it. Rhymes with Tabby and BB. You know who I'm talking about. The fabulous duo, AKA the Tequila Sisters. Anyway, this is a tequila soda made with tequila blanco, which is 100% agave, and it's got some carbonated water and natural lime flavor. You can have it on the go. As always, it is gluten-free. It says it's unsweetened, so hopefully it has a very nice, clean flavor to it. And I can't think of a better idea than having your tequila in a to-go container like this. Out and about, wreaking havoc on the land. Just drinking these throughout the day, without anyone giving you that side eye because you have a whole tequila bottle in your hand. Let's open up this can of tequila. Oh, I half expected a worm to jump out. I know that's mezcal. Don't worry about the comments, all right? I was making a joke. Smelling that tequila, coming right out. Very clear, I can see all the way through, down to the bottom of the can, which is interesting because normally when I get to the bottom of anything tequila related, I'm not seeing anything. Smells like bad decisions. Getting notes of being kicked out of a TGI Fridays for dancing too provocatively. They wanted it. If they didn't want it, they wouldn't have kept tossing $1 bills at me. Or maybe that was silverware. I was pretty deep into my tequila. Don't have to worry about this though. It moderates me by being only 5%. You cowards. Getting notes of housewives who are suddenly getting very frisky. We'll chalk this up to being another one in our continuing trend of beverage fusions. We got tequila mixed with soda water in a can. And that's what it smells like. Some well tequila. Smells like some spilled birthday shots. Smells like ladies' night at O'Reilly's Irish Pub, where you can get all the tequila you want for cheap. Not the top shelf stuff. O'Reilly's doesn't really carry a lot of top shelf brand tequilas. Now normally I would be drinking my tequila in a perfectly crafted margarita, sans salt. I already have enough potassium in my system, but we're gonna drink it straight from the can. Well, the tequila flavor, a little bit stronger than I thought it was gonna be. It's got that leathery note, leathery caramel note on the back, but it certainly has that astringent tequila flavor to it. Powerful, strong. The lime cuts it a little bit. And of course, it's only 5% alcohol, so it is watered down. But even at 5%, the urge to rip off my shirt and do some sort of tango with the house broom is starting to ramp up a little bit. So very, very dry. The aftertaste, the tequila fades just a little bit, so you don't have quite as much of salt in your palate as you do when you have the beverage in your mouth. I know some people have an aversion to tequila due to some past bad experiences, but this might be a way for you to ease yourself back into it. So who would be drinking this? Well, maybe somebody who's giving their best man speech at a wedding, and it starts to get out of hand just a little bit. Even though I was telling the truth the whole time. And I can't be blamed for Chadwick's marriage only lasting 13 months. I mean, they had issues before they even got together. I worked all that out in the speech. And it was very clear with all the boundaries that would need to be put in place for the marriage to work. They weren't followed. So I guess you could say I was to blame for their marriage falling apart, because I wasn't clear enough in my direction of what they needed to do. I mean, you gotta think being thrown out of your own brother's wedding. That's a 1 in a million shot right there. I was kicked out. Abby stayed. She had a wonderful time. Came back the next morning. She had the bouquet that they had tossed, which I told her, you're already married. Why do you need the bouquet? And she just laughed and laughed and went right to the shower. Before crashing, she slept for 13 hours. Had to pay for an extra night at the hotel room. She definitely smelled more than 5% tequila. Who else would be drinking this? Adjunct professors who teach Latin American history, as well as the students in their class with beverages in their koozies. That's not soda they're drinking to get through the class. That's Hecho. That's how Hecho works. What does that look like for a person who's having their Hos throughout the day? You know, first one, you're at the kid's soccer game. It'll get you through that slog of an event. But you won't be caught arguing with all the other parents about the score. No. Leave that to the sober parents. Then suddenly you find yourself in the grocery store You got managers and workers there talking to you. You don't know what they're saying. You just want to buy all the meat that's in your cart. You wake up and you're at Riley's Pub, karaoke night, trying to get through some Duran Duran song. What are you doing? You're taking a shit on the stage. Metaphorically, I mean with the singing. Next moment, you're at your brother's wedding, trying to give your best man speech being kicked out. I would pair this with salsa, but the mildest salsa you can possibly get your hands on, with a plate of nachos, but the cheese is actually mild Irish cheddar. And vomiting, copious amounts of tequila vomiting. For these, you're probably gonna need 6 or 7 to get there. Tastes like a very disappointing trip to Tulum, where the pictures of the hut looked way better on the Airbnb website. For my rating, I'm gonna give it a 50. I don't really love it, I don't really hate it. Boy, that sounds familiar. That's what Dad used to say on my birthday, before he left. And if you like my rating system, be sure to check out my new segment, For My Rating. It's a show where I rate all sorts of things, not just beverages, like this, Cards Against Humanity, or duct tape. You know, I can review duct tape. Give it a rating. Or sponges. Yeah, sponges. You know, I could review that. You'd watch that, right? You'd watch like 6 or maybe 8 minutes worth of that. Maybe a 20-minute show where I just rate things.